Whether the Unitarian Church of Evanston is your spiritual home or you are seeking comfort and connection in these uncertain times, we are grateful you are with us. We are an inclusive and welcoming community, seeking truth in love and striving to nurture the human spirit for a world made whole. We are guided by our principles and values, which remind us in every moment and through every challenge that each of us matters and that we are all connected through the vast and beautiful web of existence. Together, let us remember our oneness, our kinship with one another, and may we hold one another in heart and mind with tenderness and careful attention. There are many links of connection in the Show More section below, including credits for readings, links to virtual religious education, for donations, and to be added to our email newsletter list. A few announcements. This morning is our fire communion service. I invite you to get a piece of paper and something to write with for later in the service. We will be lighting 4 candles during the fire communion, and you are invited to set up 1 to 4 candles to light along with us. The all-church Zoom meeting will be on Wednesday at 5:30. We'll send a reminder email in the early afternoon on Wednesday with the link. We'll hold a virtual coffee and conversation after this service for 30 minutes on Zoom. You can find the link in the Show More section below or in the newsletter. And now, I invite you to get your chalices ready, set a place for yourself and your family as we join in beloved community. We light this chalice in northern Illinois on the traditional homelands of the Council of the Three Fires, the Odawa, Ojibwe, and Potawatomi nations. Many other tribes, such as the Miami, Menominee, Ho-Chunk, Sac, and Fox, also call this area home. We name these in honor and respect. As Sue, Griffin, and Reed light the chalice, please join in saying the words printed on your screens, which are by Brian Kelly. In times of darkness, we stumble toward the tiny flame. In times of cold, we seek the warming fire. In times of repression, we reach for the lamp of truth. In times of loss, we pray for the comforting light. In times of joy, we light a candle of celebration, spirit of life. As we kindle this light, help us find what we need this day. Please join in saying the words of our covenant. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. Please join in singing hymn number 1066, O Brother Sun.
Our story this morning is an adaptation of Jerome Berryman's Festivals of Light. This is the season, from late November through early January, of many festivals of light. Each festival has its own special symbol of light. The light is typically found as the flame on the end of a candle, and the candles come in many shapes, sizes, and colors, and are arranged differently depending on the festival. Some light is used for religious traditions. Hanukkah is the Jewish festival of lights. The menorah holds the 9 candles that we light during the 8-day Hanukkah celebration to remember the rededication of the temple in Jerusalem. In some traditions, the symbols of light are determined by the individual. Yule is the neo-pagan community's holiday when we celebrate the winter solstice, which is the longest night of the year. The color of the solstice candle varies, as do the number of candles used in the celebration. In some traditions, the candles will be in specific colors. Advent is the Christian holiday that lasts for the 4 weeks leading up to the celebration of Christmas, when we celebrate the birth of Jesus. Did you know that the candles on the Advent wreath are different colors in different places? Protestant communities in the United States typically have 3 purple candles and 1 pink candle. In some traditions, the candles will each represent a specific meaning. Kwanzaa is a week-long celebration in many African American communities. The Kinara holds the 7 candles we light each night of the 7-day festival. Each candle represents a value or custom that came to the United States from Africa. There are 3 red candles, 1 black candle, and 3 green candles. In all traditions, the light symbolizes something important, something to remember and to honor and cherish. We also use light in the form of candles and fireworks to celebrate many occasions, such as birthdays and Independence Day. For each celebration, the light is unique and special. In our Unitarian Universalism, many of us celebrate Chalika, a 7-day celebration of our principles. Each day, a chalice is lit, and the day is spent reflecting on the meaning of that day's principle and doing a good deed to honor that principle. The candles and chalices used in celebrating Chalika are as diverse as the Unitarian Universalists doing the celebrating. In our Unitarian Universalist faith, we also have a symbol of light that we enjoy all year long. It is our flaming chalice. We light chalices in our classrooms and in our sanctuaries. We light chalices before some of our meetings. At General Assembly, our annual gathering of Unitarian Universalists, the chalice we light is called the Tree of Life. It was created by Mordecai Roth. He is pictured on the left, lighting the Tree of Life chalice. That chalice travels around to different churches throughout the year. The picture on the right is me lighting the General Assembly Tree of Life chalice at the Unitarian Church of Evanston. Some of you may recognize the shape, as UCE now has its own Tree of Life chalice that we light each Sunday. We put a candle in our chalices because the flame is mysterious and beautiful and reminds us of the spirit of love and mystery that some people call God. The flame in our chalices is a symbol of many ideas: the light of truth, the warmth of community, the fire of commitment. The light is also a symbol of the spirit of love and mystery inside of each of us. Each of you has a light that you can tend to, that you can nurture, that will give you strength, patience, whatever it is you need in this moment. Once a flame is lit, you can share it with others. Even when you blow the candle out, you can see the smoke from the flame as it spreads out. Just as we see the movement of the smoke, so do others see our movement or our behavior in the world. The spirit of the light inside us can be the same. It can be shared with others with purpose, or it can spread out to others based on our actions and words. You carry the light in your heart, the light to sustain yourself, the light you can share with others, and you can draw upon it whenever you need it. Blessed be.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine.
You may share joys and sorrows by submitting them through the Google form found on the homepage of our website. Alternately, you may send an email to me or to Reverend Eileen Riviat. These are the joys and sorrows that have been shared with us ahead of time. Christine Peters asks the beloved community to reach out to support and send prayers for Jordan Struber's continued healing. A request for a prayer for the individuals scared and injured by the bombing in Nashville on Christmas Day. We know that these are not the only joys and sorrows that are on our hearts. Let us take a moment of quiet now to read to ourselves the joys and sorrows that have been added to the chat. We hold these together in care and tenderness. And I invite you to say aloud the names of those who you are holding in your heart, those who you are missing seeing on this holiday season, those who are struggling, those who are sick, those who have died and we are missing. As you say their names aloud, we gather them into this community that knows no walls. We hold these as well as the joys and sorrows that remain unspoken in our heart. Together we expand our celebrations and lessen the burden of our grief. I invite you to join me in the spirit of prayer and meditation. Spirit of life, as a new year begins, we turn inward to reflect. We pause for a moment, feeling our gratitude and our grief. This past year has been hard and challenging. It has taken immense energy to find the blessings and the joys while celebrating graduations and retirements, birthdays, and the holidays through video calls and drive-by parades. The illness and the death has been so great. The violence and the disregard for life has been so blatant. Some days it has been too much to bear. And we ask that you give us the strength to cry and grieve, to rage and lament, that you give us the strength to endure, to heal, to keep going. In this dark season of the year, we seek rest and restoration. We seek a glimpse into a new year that is less hard. Throughout this challenging year, there have been gifts. laughter and connection, dancing and singing, gratitude and generosity, even entertainment and learning. Spirit of life, as the new year begins, let us also take a moment to reflect on these experiences, immersing ourselves in the sacred dynamics of life so that we, as individuals and as members of larger communities, might reach our full potential. Amen, and blessed be. Please join in singing hymn 389, Gathered Here.
Gathered here in the mystery of the hour, gathered here in one strong body, gathered here in the struggle and the power, Spirit draw near. Gathered here in the mystery of the hour, gathered here in the mystery of the hour, gathered here in one strong body, gathered here in the struggle and the power, Spirit draw near. Gathered here in the mystery of the hour, gathered here in one strong body, gathered here in the struggle and the power, Spirit draw near. Gathered here in the mystery of the hour, gathered here in one strong body, gathered here in the struggle and the power, Spirit draw near.
The old year is worn and tired, and most of us are tired of it. Time now to build, to bid this complicated year farewell. Take with you its wisdom. That wisdom may seem difficult to find, but it is there. Remember the past year with compassion and let go of its despair. Live the year that lies ahead with fresh energy and hope. Be strong. Have courage. It is time now for something new that is also loving and healing.
It is the last Sunday of the year, a time when we reflect on the past year and look forward to the new. As we move into our fire communion, I invite you to have a piece of paper, any size, and something to write with. And if you have candles beside your chalice, to have 1 to 4 candles, any size, and matches. The new year calls us forward. Reckoning with all that this past year held for us, we look to the future. This morning, we will ground ourselves in relationship with the earth and with each other. We will let go of what we need to and start to manifest what we need in the new year. As we move through this ritual, when you have in mind something or many things that you would like to let go of, that you need to release from your mind, body, or heart, please write that thing or many things on your piece of paper. And then, on the other side of your piece of paper, when you have something in mind that you would like to manifest in your life, you would like to set your awareness and intention toward, or something that you are looking forward to or hoping for, please write that thing or several things down on that other side of your paper. I invite you to bring your candle or candles forward. We will be lighting 4 candles in 4 different homes, thanks to our youth, Logan, Hope, and Luke, who joined me in preparing for our fire communion. As each candle is lit, there will be a reading and then an invitation to reflect. When one of those readings or reflections resonates with you, I invite you to light your candle. If you have more than 1 candle, I invite you to light each one as we go along. Let us begin. Let us begin by grounding ourselves in our connection with the earth and with each other. Taking a deep breath in, exhaling slowly, feeling the earth beneath us, even if it is many stories below. Becoming conscious of the water nearest us, of the great lake near our church building, of the ocean or pond or stream that you reside by, of the tap water that nourishes us. Breathing in, filling our lungs, feeling the air, and exhaling slowly, knowing all too well this year that we are inextricably connected by the air that gives us life. And now becoming aware of the sun even through the clouds, that star that keeps our planet warm enough to support life. Being grateful for fire, for the flames on the candles in our homes that bring us our fire communion today. Taking one more breath in and exhaling slowly. We ground ourselves in the spirit of awe and mystery. We ground ourselves in the connections and relationships we have in this community and beyond. We ground ourselves in love.
Facing the east, connecting with the element of air, the life-giving power of breath, we reflect on the gift of new beginnings. Barbara Kingsolver writes, "The very least you can do in your life is to figure out what you hope for. And the most you can do is live inside that hope. Not admire it from a distance, but live right in it, under its roof." As this candle is lit, reflect on what new beginning you are looking forward to this year.
Facing the south, connecting with the element of fire, the fierce power that brings heat and security, as well as destruction, we reflect on the power of forgiveness and letting go. Louis Van Leer writes, "Roar through my soul, flame and fire and searing heat. Burn all of my fears to ash. Now send your sparks up on the breath of the wind, up to the sun, moon, and stars. Snaking paths, roads for my spirit to follow. Sweet, sweet release." As this candle is lit, reflect on what you'd like to let go of in your life in order to move forward this coming year.
Facing the west, connecting with the element of water, the life-giving power of hydration, we reflect on the mystical presence of creativity. Rumi writes, "Be a full bucket, pulled up the dark way of a well, then lifted out into the light. Stars burn clear all night. Do that yourself, and a spring will rise in the dark, with water your deepest thirst is for." As this candle is lit, reflect on what you need in your life this year to express your creativity.
Facing the north, connecting with the element of earth, the grounding force upon which we build our homes and from which we grow our food, we reflect on the power of intention and awareness. A poem from an unknown author. One tree can start a forest, one bird can herald spring, one smile can begin a friendship, one hand can lift a soul, one star can guide a ship at sea, one word can frame the goal, one boat can change a nation, one sunbeam can light a room, one candle can wipe out darkness, one laugh can conquer gloom, one hope can raise our spirits, one touch can show you care, one voice can wake up everybody, one life can make the difference. As this candle is lit, reflect on what you will give your awareness or intention to in this new year.
If you haven't already, I invite you to write a word or two on your paper. On one side, write what it is that you want to let go of, what you would like to release. This year has been full of hardships and challenges, so I invite you to write as many things as needed to let this past year become part of your history. On the other side of your paper, write what you are wanting to manifest in the new year, what you want to set your awareness toward, what you are hoping for or looking forward to. As we take a moment to reflect and write, we will sing hymn 387, The Earth, Water, Fire, Air.
The earth, the air, the fire, the water, return, 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 return. The earth, the air, the fire, the water, return, 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 return. Aye, 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 oh, aye, oh, aye, oh, aye, 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 oh, aye, oh, aye, oh. The earth, the air, the fire, the water, return, 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 return. The earth, the air, the fire, the water, return, 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 return. Aye, 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 oh, aye, oh, aye, oh, aye, oh. Aye, 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 oh, aye, oh, aye, oh. The earth, the air, the fire, the water, return, 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 return. The earth, the air, the fire, the water, return, 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 return. Aye, 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 oh, aye, oh, aye, oh, aye, oh. Aye, 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 oh, aye, oh, aye, oh, aye, oh. The earth, the air, the fire, the water, return, 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 return. The earth, the air, the fire, the water, return, 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 return. Aye, 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 oh, aye, oh, aye, oh, aye, oh. Aye, 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 oh, aye, oh, aye, oh, aye, oh.
Life is full of mixed blessings. For the joy and growth this past year held for you, may that sweetness continue to bless you into the new year. For the pain and bitterness this past year held for you, may you be relieved of those burdens and renewed for the journey ahead. Let us look to the new year with hope, with curiosity about its many unknowns, with creativity in the face of uncertainty, and with faith in our strength to navigate it with grace. I invite you to extinguish your candles as we end our fire communion with the poem Out of the Flames by Sarah Eileen Lawal.
Out of the flames of fear, we rise with courage of our deepest convictions to stand for justice, inclusion, and peace.
Out of the flames of scrutiny, we rise to proclaim our faith with hope to heal a fractured and hurting world.
Out of the flames of doubt, we rise to embrace the mystery, wonder and awe of all there is and all that is yet to be.
Out of the flames of hate, we rise with the force of love, love that celebrates our shared humanity.
Out of the flames we rise. Blessed be.
UCE remains a vital part of the world and our community. And because we continue to need one another in the blessings of community, we take this time to invite you to give to our shared plate. Today's offering will be shared with the Unitarian Universalist Service Committee. The UUSC is our Unitarian Universalist social justice service organization that provides disaster relief and promotes human rights, social justice around the world. You may read about the important and life-saving work of the UUSC and become a member at their website, uusc.org. To give, you may text, send in a check, or give from our website. If you send in a check, please indicate in the memo line of your check that it is for shared offering, pledge, capital campaign, or some other giving. Please give as generously as you are able, and may whatever you can give bring you joy.
Our reading today is Untitled by Edward Cyril. Always there is a beginning.
A new day, a new month, a new season, a new year.
Forever the old passes away.
And newness emerges from the richness that was.
Nothing is ever lost.
In the many changes time brings.
What was in some way will be.
Though changed in form,
Always there is a beginning.
a new day, a new month, a new season, a new year.
This past Monday, December 21st at 4:02 a.m., marked the winter solstice. The winter solstice is the astronomical moment when the sun reaches the Tropic of Capricorn, when the turning of the earth gives those of us in the northern hemisphere the longest night of the year. It is the time of hibernation, when bears and bats, hedgehogs and turtles, snakes and bees, even a bird, the common porwell, all hibernate. Each of them preparing to emerge in the spring and start a new year. Unlike the animals who hibernate by instinct, who are now resting soundly and will wake to start anew, we humans have to plan how we will rest and recharge ourselves. This year has been exhausting. Each of us has had different circumstances to navigate. We have spent energy figuring out how to remain connected with our friends and our family. We have spent time figuring out employment, unemployment, transportation, childcare. We have spent energy figuring out school for children, youth, and young adults. Some of us still working in person, some of us working remotely, all of us trying to stay healthy. We have spent energy figuring out how to maintain our anti-racism efforts, how to stay engaged with civic and political engagements, weighing when to attend in-person demonstrations, and determining how to be helpful when we cannot. We have been engaged in an intense election cycle. All of these facets of life, family, friends, work, activism, all of that is important. And you are important. Taking care of your physical, mental, spiritual health is vital in order to remain engaged. In order to remain engaged in a long-term, ongoing basis in all of these other facets of life. There is wisdom in the instructions to put your own oxygen mask on first. And sometimes I think this year also maybe asking the other person to please put their mask on before assisting others. Starhawk, an activist and neo-pagan leader, says, "To choose is also to begin. And throughout our lives, we will begin over and over and over again." It is important to choose to rest, to give ourselves a respite from the hardships we are in the midst of, to take a break. Sometimes that break will be for an afternoon, and sometimes longer, depending on what is going on in our lives. It is important to choose to recharge after we have experienced such a difficult year. To find that thing, and this year it may be something new that you didn't rely on before. Napping or exercise, a virtual book group or an online video game with friends, meditating or time with your pet, whatever it is that fills you up again. Often this type of recharging care for ourselves is expressed as a spiritual practice. For me, prayer is a spiritual practice that allows me to release my sorrows and concerns and to honor my joys. It is a practice that makes me feel rooted in my family traditions while still allowing me to be true to my current belief system. It is a practice that I draw upon any place and any time to buoy me up for what is about to occur, to hold me steady when something hard has just happened, or to express my gratitude for the blessings in my life. It is the spiritual practice that I most frequently draw upon, not just at home, but when working or enmeshed in my activism. In what I think Starhawk meant by to choose is also to begin, it is then important to choose to restart, to begin again, to re-engage with family and friends, with work, with activism, to re-engage in life, whatever that looks like for each of us, while continuing to make time to care for ourselves. The new year looks hopeful, but it will also have challenges. So I invite you into a practice of taking time to rest, of taking time to recharge, so that you have the energy to re-engage where needed. Our ability to know ourselves is boundless. In this new year, let us take time to listen to our body, our heart, and our mind, to listen to what we need. Let us take time to rest, to recharge, and to restart. As our service comes to a close, please join me in singing hymn 1074, Turn the World Around.
We come from the fire, living in the fire. Go back to the fire, turn the world around.
We come from the water, living in the water. Go back to the water, turn the world around.
We come from the mountain, living on the mountain. Go back to the mountain, turn the world around.
Oh, so is life. Ah, so is life. Oh, so is life. Ah, so is life. Do you know who I am? Do I know who you are? See we one another clearly. Do we know who we are? Do you know who I am?
See we
Do
one
I
another
know
clearly. Do we know
who
who we
you
are?
are? See we one another clearly.
See we one
We
another
know
clearly. Do we
who
know
we
who
are. Oh, so is life a party wa. So is life. Oh, so is life a party wa. So is life.
Water make the river, river wash the mountain. Fire make the sunlight, turn the world around.
Heart is of the river, body is the mountain, spirit is the sunlight, turn the world around.
We are of the Spirit, truly of the Spirit. Only can the Spirit turn the world around. Oh, so is life a mighty one. So is life. Oh, so is life a mighty one. So is life. Oh, so is life a mighty one. So is life. Oh, so is life a mighty one. So is life. Oh, so is life a mighty one. So is life. Oh, so is life a mighty one. So is life.
Sue, Reed, and Griffin now extinguish our chalice flame for this gathering. That is to give us the strength to remember those values which will never exhaust us. Please join in saying the words that are on your screen as they extinguish the chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts always.
May you feel the love and compassion of your friends, family, and community who support you. May you experience the life-giving energy of recharging your mind, your body, and your spirit. May you receive what you need as we enter into a new year. Blessed be.